The International Exposition of Rural Development was a 3-year process that the Institute of Cultural Affairs was the organizing sponsor for, along with a number of other international organizations, a couple of UN agencies. And it involved, the theme of it was sharing approaches that work. And it involved a 3-year process of developing a directory of successful rural projects from around the world. I think eventually we had projects from 65 different countries. And a series of events. Tulare County was kind of a legendary one, I think, what we called rural development symposiums, which was bringing people together who were involved in rural development to get them to talk about how they measured success, really what were indicators of success in rural development, and to nominate projects that and approaches that should be documented from their local area that were workable, feasible, usable projects. At that time, the conventional wisdom internationally was development had been a failure, that nothing had worked, it was all wasted money. And yet, from the Institute side, we were constantly besieged because we were involved in projects. People would always go, "You have a very interesting project. Have you been up the road about 10 miles? There's an agriculture project. You should go talk to them." We were getting that all the time. Of course, if you're doing a project, a development project, you don't have time to go visit other people. But then we were pushed, and then eventually did this sharing approaches that work extravaganza. Golly, this was a remarkable thing. We ended up with people from I think around 500 people from 55 different countries, all together in New Delhi in India for a 10-day Central International event, which was to consist of 3 days of getting people together, sharing with one another, finding out what was going on, getting to know one another, and then 4 days of field visits, where people would go out in teams and visit rural projects all over India. And then coming back, 3 more days of conversation and documenting approaches that really work.
And was this in the 3rd year of the 3-year?
It was actually toward the end of the 2nd year, and then the 3rd year was, the 3rd phase had to do with the documentation and getting things written up and so forth and so on. It was remarkable because people came from so many different places. And in the first 3 days, it was really remarkable. We had a couple of hotel ballrooms. We had really cheap new Indian hotels, and there would be earthquakes a little bit, and the buildings would really sway. But they were brand new, but they would really sway, and that kind of freaked people out.